Statifying Football. These are the weekday picks for Week 7 for the NFL, and then Week 8 for the college games. There's like 9 games on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll start with the NFL though. Thursday night will be the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. Denver, they lost 34-24 to the Raiders. Bridgewater passed for 334, 3 touchdowns, but he threw 3 interceptions. They turned it over 4 times as a team, which did not help them in that game. Cleveland, they got clobbered by Arizona 37-14. Baker Mayfield, 234 passing yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 4 catches, 101, 2 touchdowns. They turned it over 3 times and had 9 penalties. Denver's got a pretty good defense. Cleveland's got a pretty good offense. Cleveland's defense isn't bad either. And Denver's offense is kind of hit or miss. Bridgewater can play well. It should be a pretty even game, and it might be a pretty significant game for later on in the season. For a wild card spot, it could come down to maybe these 2 teams fighting for a wild card spot. So I'm going to go with Cleveland. I think Baker might be able to make a few more plays than Bridgewater, and the running game, Nick Chubb for Cleveland, should get going. So I got Cleveland to win the Thursday night game. All right, then going to the college games for Week 8. Wednesday, there's a big game in the Sun Belt, Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State. Coastal Carolina, they're coming off a bye. Carolina, they're coming off a bye week. 2 weeks ago, they beat Arkansas State 52-20. Grayson McCall, 365 passing, 4 touchdown passes. Shamar Jones ran for 113 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Likely had 8 catches for 232 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, including a 99-yard touchdown reception. He put up 685 total yards of offense. Defensively, had 4 sacks in that game. Appalachian State, surprisingly, they got blown out by Louisiana Raging Cajuns last week, 41-13. Chase Bryce, only 133 passing, 2 interceptions. They turned it over 4 times in that game. I do think Appalachian State will play better this week, but Coastal Carolina is a juggernaut. They're ranked 15th. They're undefeated again. This could be a high-scoring game, and I'm going to go Coastal Carolina to win it. All right, going to Thursday, got Tulane and SMU. Tulane, both teams coming off bye weeks. Tulane, they lost to Houston in their last game 40-22. Michael Pratt, 214 passing and 2 touchdowns. SMU, they were able to get by Navy 31-24. Tanner Mordecai, 324 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Reggie Roberson, 5 catches, 100 yards and a touchdown. SMU, one of the top passing teams in the nation. I believe Mordecai is tied for the National League with, I think, about 26 touchdown passes. This could be, again, another high-scoring game, and I'm going to go SMU. They should stay undefeated, stay ranked, and should win. All right, Florida Atlantic and Charlotte. Florida Atlantic, both teams coming off byes. Florida Atlantic, they lost their last game to UAB 31-14. And Cozy Perry, 193 passing, 1 touchdown, but he threw 3 interceptions. He did run for a touchdown as well. They had 4 turnovers in that loss. Charlotte, they beat FIU a couple of weeks ago, 45-33. Chris Reynolds, 199, but 4 passing touchdowns. They ran for 179 and a team. Defensively, 5 sacks, and they had an interception return for a touchdown. This is a pretty big game in this USA. Florida Atlantic and Charlotte could maybe vie for winning this USA. At the very least, they want to get to bowl games. Florida Atlantic is 3-3. Charlotte is 4-2. I'm going to go with Florida Atlantic here. I'm going to say they bounce back. They don't turn it over. Their offense should get going pretty well. Charlotte has a good offense. Their defense is fine. Both teams are kind of equal in terms of those abilities. But I'm going to say Florida Atlantic gets off here and gets a win. All right, Louisiana and Arkansas State. This should be a shootout game. Louisiana, they destroyed Appalachian State 41-13. Levi Lewis, 209 passing, a touchdown, a pick, plus 1 rushing. Montrell Johnson ran for 103 and a touchdown. They ran for 246 yards as a team. Defensively, they held Appalachian State to only 211 total yards and forced 4 turnovers. Arkansas State, they lost App State their last game a couple weeks ago, 52-20. Lane Hatcher was only 13-29, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. DeValence Hunt, 6 catches, 138 and a touchdown. Both offenses can move the ball really well, but Louisiana, they're coming off a nice big win against Appalachian State. Arkansas State, they can keep up with anybody, but they just can't seem to find a way to win the game. So I'm going to go with Louisiana Lafayette there. I'll say they're on upset alert. Louisiana, though, they're 5-1, trying to get to bowl eligibility, and I think they do it. All right, the final game of Thursday, San Jose State and UNLV. San Jose State has been underperforming this season. They lost in double overtime to San Diego State, 19-13. Nick Nash, 16 of 34, 228, an interception. Derek Deese had a good game, 6 catches, 113 yards. UNLV, they led Utah State most of the game. They lost late, 28-24. Cam Frio, only 107 and a pick. But Charles Williams ran for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. I'm kind of leaning towards UNLV. UNLV is 0-6. They have not won a game, but San Jose State has been underperforming. UNLV, they almost beat Utah State. They almost beat Fresno State. They've been playing really, really tough. Playing good opponents very tough. I'm kind of leaning toward UNLV here. Like I said, San Jose State, they've been kind of underperforming at quarterback. They don't have much of a running game. UNLV has a really good running back, Charles Williams. I'm going to go ahead and pick UNLV to win their first game of the season. All right, going to Friday, we got the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders and the UConn Huskies. MTSU, they're coming off a bye. They got destroyed by Liberty a couple of weeks ago, 41-13. Chase Cunningham, 230 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick. They only had 35 rushing yards and turnover twice in that game. They did force 3 turnovers in that one. UConn, they got their first win of the season. They beat 1AA Yale 21-15. Steven Krajewski, 199, 2 touchdown passes plus 1 rushing. Defensively, they forced 4 turnovers in that game. Middle Tennessee State has a pretty good offense, though. Chase Cunningham, I think, should get things going. UConn, they got close to a couple wins a few times this season. This will be kind of a close game. I'm going to go Middle Tennessee State. I think they have too much offense for UConn to really keep up with. Our Memphis and UCF possible shootout in the Bounce House on Friday night in Orlando. Memphis, they beat Navy 35-17. Seth Hennigan was only 8 of 12, but for 215 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Defensively, they had 4 sacks. UCF didn't have much of a chance against Cincinnati. They lost 56-21. Mikey Keene, 141, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. They were able to run for 155 yards. They turned over 3 times in that game. Both teams have been very inconsistent this season. UCF does have a lot of injuries, especially at quarterback with Dylan Gabriel being out. Mikey Keene's he's looked like a freshman. Memphis has, I think, a better team. They have a lot of playmakers, right? They got Calvin Austin at receiver. They do have better quarterback play right now. But there's something about the Bounce House in Orlando Friday night. I think Gus Malzahn will get UCF rating. I think actually UCF will end up winning that game. At Colorado State and Utah State, kind of a big game in the Mountain West. Colorado State, they destroyed New Mexico 36-7. Todd Centio, 289 passing, a touchdown, plus 35 rushing yards. Trey McBride, 7 catches, 135 yards. Defensively, they only allowed 79 total yards. They had 6 sacks and forced 3 turnovers in that game. Caden Camper, again, they're one of the best kickers in the Mountain West, 5 of 5. Utah State, they came back. They beat UNLV 28-24. Logan Bonner, 298 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Devin Tompkins went off, 12 catches, 180 receiving yards, and 2 touchdown receptions. And they returned a touchdown for a kickoff return for a touchdown. This is kind of classic. Colorado State likes to grind it out. They play pretty good defense. Utah State likes to throw it all over the place. We'll see which one comes out on top. Colorado State is favored by only a little bit, 3.5. I'm kind of leaning towards Utah State. Offense usually blinds me, but I think maybe if they can get a lead, I'm not sure if Colorado State can come back. Colorado State likes to get a lead and suffocate opponents. I'm going to say Utah State wins. Washington and Arizona. Washington, they lost to UCLA 24-17. Dylan Morris, 184 passing, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, plus 1 rushing touchdown. They turned over twice. Arizona got destroyed by Colorado 34-0. Gunnar Cruz played 82 yards, 1 interception. He got injured. Will Plummer came in and sucked, 7 of 17, 71 yards and a pick. They had 280 total yards. They turned it over twice. I think Washington bounces back. I think this is all Washington. Those are my weekday picks in the NFL and college. Check out my other videos later. Peace.